Hi friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Alex and I'm so happy you're here today. So today's video I'm so excited about. It's my first book club. And you know, the first rule about book club is to tell everyone you know you're in a book club because people love hearing it. And this is going to be a recurring series here on my channel every month. And the purpose of this video is kind of twofold. One, it's to host a virtual book club with all of you, in which the previous month I'll select a book to read and then I'll kind of go into an in-depth-ish, as much as, you know, time allows here, discussion about that particular book. And in addition to that, I'll also be doing a recap of the books that I read the previous month, what I thought of them, and if I think that maybe you should consider reading them as well. So since last month obviously wasn't part of book club, I'm just going to go through the books that I read and just share like what I thought, what I loved about them, maybe other books from those authors that I've read. With that being said, let's get into it. So the first book that I finished in the month of April is one that I read on my Kindle. And I have some rules about kind of what I read on my Kindle and what I read in a paper book. And essentially it comes down to maybe the perceived quality of the book. Look, I read a lot of romance novels that maybe can be considered smutty by some, but I like them. I enjoy them. And, you know, when I started this YouTube channel, a big part of it was books. And I was like, ooh, should I like be censored and only really talk about like the intellectual books that I read that are like truly good, like novels or nonfiction, what that I do read, but you know, I also love a good romance novel and I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm going to share with you guys. So, but I will say this, for my romance novels, I do like to keep them on the Kindle just because I do travel a lot and I like to read when I'm out and about. And I don't know, it's better kept on the Kindle, you know, don't need to be judged about my, my choice in novels. So the first book was the 10th book of a 10-book series by Maisie Yates. The series is called Copper Ridge, and essentially every book documents the life of a couple in this small town in the seacoast of Oregon called Copper Ridge. Do you want to say something? Is there something you would like to share with the group? Huh? Anything? Do you like it when Mama reads romance novels? This is Rocket. Say hi, Rocket. Hello. Okay, bye. So anyway, as I was saying before I was distracted by my adorable cat Rocket, this last one was called Christmastime Cowboy. And I guess even though it's a 10-book series, I would say that the stories are kind of segmented into 3 blocks. So the first block deals with like a set of brothers and their significant others. And then the middle block is a different family. And then the last block, it's the last 4 of them. And it's the lives of 4 brothers and like them finding spouses. And look, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this series. I read all 10 books between essentially the end of January and now. So pretty quickly. I mean, they're pretty quick reads. I enjoyed them. I am going to read more from Maisie Yates. Yeah. What can I say? I love me a cowboy romance novel. Who would have thought? All right. The next book I read, I cried so much. It was this one. It's called The Two Lives of Lydia Berg. And I got it through Book of the Month. It was the March Book of the Month. And I don't know why I didn't read it in March and I left it to April. I don't really remember, but you're going to hear about Book of the Month a lot from me. Absolutely not sponsored by them, but I love Book of the Month. I've had that. It's the only subscription that I have to like physical goods that I get delivered to my house every month. I've been subscribed to Book of the Month for over 2 years now, and I just love it. So at the beginning of the month, you essentially can pick one of 5 books, and this was my March pick. It was heart-wrenching. Like, oh my God. I cried in the first like 40 pages, like bawling my eyes out. Like my husband walked into the room and he was like, are you okay there, buddy? I just, TLDR, without any spoilers, Lydia Berg is the main character, and the very first chapter of the book, her fiance dies. And I think that there's something about significant others dying that I just like cannot handle. It's what brings the waterworks. I would like to think I don't cry easily, but if a significant other dies, I just like, I can't deal with that. Like I just can't deal. It breaks my heart and I just cry and cry and cry and I cannot stop it. Like, anyone remember throwback movie P.S. I Love You? I want to say it came out in like the mid 2000s. Cried the entire time. Like there's just something about the death of a significant other. But this book, oh my God, it's just so good. Like in her sleep, she still lives in a life where Freddie, her fiance, is still alive. But in real life, obviously, he's not there. And it's just like a story of grief and of overcoming grief and kind of coming out on the other side of what is a horrible thing that could happen to you. So highly, highly, highly recommended. Also, it's set in England and it's by a British author, Josie Silver. And I just love books set in England. And I wanted to do a quick shout out of a book that I've also read by Josie Silver that I also got in Book of the Month. And this was December of 2018. So quite a while, like what, a year and a half ago. And I also loved this one. If I could describe this book as quick as possible, I would say it is like the movie Love Actually, but in a book. Set in London, love story, beautiful. I loved this book. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying Josie Silver and I'm so excited for whatever she writes next because so far she's got me hooked. Okay, so the next book that I read was also such a good book. A Woman Is No Man by Ataf Rum. So this book did come out quite a while ago, February of 2019, so about a year ago. And I got it again through Book of the Month, and I got it at the end of 2019. They do like an awards situation at the end of the year where they pick the 5 best books of the year, and then you're eligible to pick one to get for free. So this is the one I picked and I'm so happy I did. So remember what I was just saying about like intellectual fiction versus more like a smutty kind of romance feel. This is definitely what I would consider intellectual fiction, where this book truly talks about the lives of people and it could be true. Like this literally could happen and it's a really, really heartbreaking, sad, novel. It outlines the lives of 3 Palestinian women over 3 generations. So it's like the granddaughter, the mother, and the grandmother. And it just talks about their move from Palestine to the United States and then how they just fit into life here in the US and what it's like for them and what their lives are like. And I love books that kind of immerse me in a different culture and religion because even though it's fiction, I recognize this hasn't happened. Something very similar to this can. So this book is so, so good. I highly recommend it. It is, yeah, it's just so good. So definitely pick this one up. Okay, on to the last book that I read this month. Surprise, surprise, it's another Book of the Month book. I promise that other months will not have this many Book of the Months books. I will only have one normally, the book that I got that month, and then I'll read other stuff. But I don't know, this month I guess I read my March book in April, then this is my April book, then I read a book that I got from last year. So anyway, a lot of Book of the Month this month. But Beach Read, that was this month, so April 2020's Book of the Month, and it was just such a cute book. It's a romance, who's shocked, but this one is, it's just funny. It's between 2 authors that fall in love. They like are neighbors and they had known each other in a previous life and kind of like they rekindle their friendship, but it's also really, they were kind of like arch nemesi. They were like, in college, they knew of each other and they were competitive about their writing. But anyway, they like rekindle and yeah, it's really cute. It's just funny. I think I read it in like 2 days. It was so fast and I really, really, really liked it. It's set on this lake in Michigan that was pretty cool. And I don't know, I got good vibes from this book. It was like a good like summer is coming book. So that's it for the books that I read in April. Only 4 books, which I know I bet a lot of people think that that's quite a few books, but that's like my average. And considering we're quarantined, I should have probably finished another book or 2, but I'm kind of stuck on the book that I'm reading right now. And I actually am really enjoying it. But since starting this other project, it's been taking time from reading. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and this style, and I hope that you're ready for the next one, in which we're, as I said, going to be doing a much more in-depth discussion on a particular book that I happen to have chosen, and I want to share what that book is. So the book is called Happy and You Know It, and it's by Laura Hankin, and I got it through Book of the Month. It is my May pick, and it must be in the mail. It said it shipped, but it's not here yet. And the little snippet on the app says, your sneaky peek into the lives of wealthy New York City moms whose delicious scandals actually make them more relatable. So, sounds good. I haven't read a ton of like mom fiction just because I'm not a mom, so hashtag can't relate, but I am excited for this one. So yeah, I hope that you'll also pick up a copy of the book, that you'll read along, and next month, look forward to an in-depth discussion. You guys can tell me what you thought of the book. I'll give you my take on it, and I'll also be covering, kind of as I did today, the books that I also read in May. So thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. I hope that if you like this kind of content, that you'll consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye, friend.